quick little story time. I don't know if I'll make multiple of these or just a single one, but straight into the point of this story today, as you can tell by the title. So this is going to be the short version, which explains the 2 minutes. But if for any reason y'all need the longer story or more of these little segments, let me know down below. So getting straight into the story. So I was at Irvine Spectrum looking for an outfit. I was on my way to San Diego. And I was simply pulling out of the parking lot in which I had reverse parked. I didn't do anything to grab anyone's attention, especially not the cops that were just driving by. Before I knew it, I wasn't even able to make it out the parking lot before they lit me up. And I didn't think the situation was that serious. So I was just trying to find the right spot to pull over. Before I knew it, over the comms, they're telling me to pull over immediately with my hands out the window. As I pull over on the side of the road with all the traffic from the mall, one of the cops pulls over to my driver's side and starts to basically drag me out. And the other cop pulls up to the passenger side, just starts investigating everything I had in my passenger seat. Not once did I have a chance to ask why I was being detained or anything. Because as soon as I get dragged out the car, they made me stand up against one of my doors, put me in cuffs, and made me go sit down on the curb. It wasn't up until I was finally sat down in cuffs on the curb that they told me I was being detained because they believed my car was stolen. At that moment, I'm sitting there confused looking at my license plate bracket because it is from Long Beach Audi, and in that moment I was driving a Honda. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did start arguing with the cops at that moment because they didn't explain anything to me other than they believed my car was stolen. On top of all that, I was thinking about how I was just dragged out my car, how the whole situation was going down, and how they were talking to me. And just for quick context, in the state of California, you are given a paper license plate up until your metal plates do come into the mail. So it wasn't up until the cop actually started talking to me and told me that the paper license plate did come up registered as a black Audi. The second that was mentioned, I glanced at the paper plates and the first 3 characters of the VIN instantly told me the car was from Germany. At that point, I realized that whatever paper plates that the dealership put onto my car were from a completely different car that was being sold probably that same day. I was lucky enough to still have some documentation in the car that proved I was the buyer and owner of the vehicle, but it was a hassle getting to this point because I was only able to tell one of the cops where to look. So after all that hassle, the cops finally eased up and let me out the cuffs once they did find documentation. So despite everything else I had done that day, those 20 minutes were still a highlight. But with that said, that does conclude the short version of the story, and I might just go ahead and make the longer version. With that said though, I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you on the next one.